Hey guys, this is Lindsay, and I wanted to thank you for taking time to do this 60-day action plan that I've worked very, very hard to come up with. Um, I want to give you a little bit of background about me and how I got started and that sort of thing. As you can see on the screen, this is my family. I am 32 years old, which is kind of old, and that's my husband Brian. We've been married for almost 14 years, and these are my three boys. This right here is my life. This is the reason I get up in the morning. This is the reason that I strive so hard to work online, to be an online marketer. And I've had success, and I kind of want to share with you a little bit about my story. I got started in 2011. My mother got really sick. She had cancer and she was really young. She was 51 years old, and my mother was like my best friend. I mean, I have a family and a mother, and they were my most important thing. And so when she got sick, I was devastated. And I was actually working as a nurse, 12-hour days, working my tail off. I was making really good money, but I missed a lot of stuff with my kids, okay? And to me, your kids are only young once, and I didn't want to miss out on any more of that. So when my mom got sick, I basically, she was my number one priority. So for 3 months, she got sick in September. For 3 months, I never left her side, and I took care of her. She went through a very rough time. She was in a lot of pain, and we were in and out of the hospital with her. I mean, my mother was the kind of person that she worked 70 hours the week she found out she had cancer. So, anyways, to make a long story short, she got pneumonia while she was in the hospital, and she ended up passing away. And it devastated me. I felt lost. I felt pain. I didn't want to go out and face the world because that was my best friend. I didn't know what I was going to do. And my mom was always my rock. So, anyways, needless to say, there were a lot of nights that I couldn't sleep, that I was dealing with grieving and all of that. And I'm actually doing better with that today. But it's still, the pain's still there. So anyways, she ended up getting pneumonia in the hospital, and she passed away. And so, like I said, I was devastated. I didn't want to face the world. Anyways, I was up late one night, as I was talking about before, and I ran across this ad on Facebook. And I was like, just, wow, this can't be real. This stuff is scams. They just want to get your money. I mean, I remember thinking that, and I was like, but at the time, it was right there at Christmas, and I didn't even have money to buy Christmas for my kids. I was broke. And when I called my agency and told them that I was ready to go back to work, they basically told me, they didn't have anything for me. And I'm like, you're kidding me. So anyways, to make a long story short, I found this ad, and I watched the video, and I remember thinking, yeah, right. Well, I never did anything with it. So it got closer to Christmas, and I'd lost my brand new Mustang convertible that I just my pride and joy. And so I ended up somehow coming back across that video. And I remember I was sitting there, and I was like, my heart was pounding really fast, and I was so nervous because it was getting out of my comfort zone. And so I just signed up, and I thought, I took the last bit of money that I had, and I signed up. And I thought, I'm just going to take a leap of faith. I don't have any other options. And for me, it was do or die. Okay. I had to make this work. And so I was really skeptical at first, but I did what I was supposed to. I followed the training, and, I didn't have anybody to help me. My sponsor that, signed me up, she didn't help me, which, I found that the more you help somebody, the less they learn. So I understand why she did that, and it made me better for who I am, and it made me better in online marketing. So needless to say, that first month, I got the money to buy my kids Christmas. I was so excited when I actually got paid. I couldn't believe you really got paid from something like that. I've seen all them little work from home jobs where you put products together and all of that, but they always wanted a bunch of money. And then, it didn't appeal to me like this did. So, anyways, I made enough money that December to buy my kids Christmas. I didn't get my lights shut off. I mean, I was really excited. I had to put some work into it, and I had to, there was days that I was frustrated because I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, but it's kind of like getting a new job. If when you go to that job on the first day, you're nervous, your heart's pounding, but the more that you get to know people and the more that you do it, it gets a lot easier. And then 6 months later, you can do it with your eyes closed, right? Well, it's kind of the same way here. So anyways, like I said, I ended up being really good at this. And so I want to share my success with you. I run across something really funny, and I kind of want to share it with you. It's not funny, but it makes a lot of sense, okay? So I'm going to draw 3 circles here, and I'm going to use paint so it doesn't look so funny. But you have 3 circles, okay? And don't laugh at my artmanship because I'm not an artist. So in the first circle, okay, this is represented by, you have a lot of time, okay, right? You have, and it's not going to fit in there right, but this is, you're going to have a lot of time and freedom, all right? But most of that, like if you're a stay-at-home mom or you don't have a job or whichever, that's pretty much broke, okay? You're broke. So we're going to highlight that, all right? The second one we're going to highlight, or the second circle, is going to be money. Okay, this is the money circle. Now, most of these people that make a lot of money, doctors, lawyers, they had to go to school for 8 years, spent hundreds of thousands of dollars getting started to learn how to do something that pays you really well. Okay, not to mention, doctors put in endless hours, lawyers put in endless hours, so they don't have the time or the freedom, right? But they have the money, okay? So in the third circle, I'm going to put it to you like this. We're going to do here we go. In this circle, this is where you want to be, okay? You either have time or freedom in the first circle, or you have money and no time and freedom. Okay, the third circle is where you want to be. All right, and I'm going to name that lifestyle. Okay, this means that you have time to spend with your family. Okay, go on vacations. Go out and lay out by the pool, but you're also making the money. All right, guess what? There is a circle like this, guys. There really is. Now, how do you get to that circle? Well, that's what I'm going to teach you. Okay, we're going to do a 60-day action plan, and I'm going to teach you how to get there. Because it is possible. There's people doing this every day. You see the people going out on vacations. You see them hardly ever at work. There is a circle like this. So how do you get there? Well, that's what I'm going to show you. So basically, what I'm going to share with you over the next 60 days is how to make some money. Okay, how to have that lifestyle and the money at the same time. Now, it's going to require that you do the work. So obviously, if you're not on my team, you might want to start now. Okay, you need to be paying attention. I mean, you need to listen to what I say, and you need to take some notes because it will transform you if you let it. Okay, but it's going to require action. You have to be able to go the extra mile. But if you do this, I promise you will make money, okay? So the next thing I want to do is I want to give you 4 simple keys that are the keys to success for online marketing, okay? Number 1, you need to be connected to a mentor that you trust. So that's the purpose of this. I want to be that person that you trust. I want to be that mentor that transforms you. Because to me, you know, being a nurse, I love self-gratification. I love helping others. So I think that's why I connect so well to this. So that's very, very important. The number 2 step is to follow a clear marketing blueprint. And that's focusing basically on what works. You know, you can sign up with a lot of different things out there, and it's like they you know, put all this stuff at you at one time, and you're just like, ah. So that's the point of this. I'm going to give you a clear marketing blueprint. Number 3, trust that marketing blueprint. Trust it. Because if you have doubts, that programs your subconscious to fail automatically. Okay? So it may be hard to trust at first, but it does work. I'm proven, you know, I'm a proven success here. So, number 4, take consistent, focused action. That's exactly what it says. Consistent means every day. Focus means on what you want, which is money, and how you're going to get there. And then take action and do it. I can teach you something all day long, but unless you actually do it, you're not going to, you know, you're not going to get anything out of it. And for those of you that are nervous about paying for something, let me explain this. There's nothing in this world that's free. It's not really free. Information is all over the place, and some of it is free. But have you ever heard the money you get, or the saying that you get what your money, you know, you get what you pay for? That's true in everything that you do. So you could get the free information, and you could get so much of that you're just boggled down, and you're just like, you know, it doesn't make sense. Or, you know, you can pay a little bit of money, get in my team, and I can show you exactly what you need to do. So, you know, and it's just that simple. One of the other things that I want to tell you is you always learn from somebody that's got what you want. Okay. Now, I wouldn't want to sign up with somebody that's not producing results. You want to learn from somebody that's got what you want. So if you want a lot of money, then you need to learn from somebody that's getting money. You know, if you need signups, then you need to learn from somebody that's getting signups. I personally have produced, I think I'm on my 101st one. I have 101 personally signed up under me in less than 8 months. So must be doing something right? I'm passionate about this. I believe in this with everything that I have because I know what it's done for me. It's paid my bills. It's allowed me to go on vacations for the first time in my life. You know, I remember what it was like to sit at home every weekend because I was broke and I didn't even have enough money to make it to the next paycheck. I've been where you are. The only difference between me and you is I chose to do something about it. As you can see, I'm on my 101st person to sign up. I have several pass ups. I mean, my page goes on and on. But basically, the reason that I am with Empower Network is because I believe in it. Not only does it teach you, but it's produced results for me. Okay. I've made a little over, I think, 25K with this program. So, you know, it's paid my bills and I'm getting better every day because I learn from people that are making the kind of money that I want to make. Okay. So, like I said, I'm going to teach you how to do the things that you do. But it's going to require, you know, a little bit of work. So I hope to see you on the next video.